Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to elaborate the new topic national identity and globalization as a part of the topic of Pancasila and civic education class. And still with me, Khalifatul Fauziah, let's elaborate on the learning objectives of today's topic. Well, we have four learning objectives for today's topic. The first one is to comprehend the definition of national identity, and then we would like to have our grab the comprehending of globalization, and then we should has a point of discussion about the influence of globalization toward national identity, and the last one is we must propose some point of discussion about how to defend national identity from the negative effects of globalizations. Well, if any. Now we are going to the comprehending aspect of our topic. It's about the identity and national. The if we plus between identity and national, it should be national identity. You could see from the screen the identity is the individual or the particular characteristics by which a thing or person is recognized or known, and the national is an adjective that refers to something or someone that belongs to a nation or country. Now the question is, what about national identity? How would you like to have to give a definition about national identity? I have some point of discussion about this definition. So we can define national identity as the characteristics or a particular characteristic by which our nation is recognized or known by the stakeholders. You see from your screen that now we are going to elaborate about state branding, but we have three aspects here. First one is about identity, and then we have image as well as reputation. We knew that identity is particular characteristic by which a thing or a person or a nation would be known by others. So identity is like visual manifestation that we communicate it to others, and it's like a promise. I mean, you can see from your screen that I wear hijab here, so it's like I communicate my identity to others. Could you guess what kind of identity I try to communicate to you today? Yeah, the first one is that I am a Muslimah. You can see from my appearance, so that is identity. It's like we give a promise to others about with our visual thing or something that people can heard or seen from us. And then image is a reflection of the identity. So if our country Indonesia communicate its identity as religious country, for example, so how others see this identity, it's called image. So if, for example, now I'll go to the the definition that related to image first. So I told you that image is a reflection of other about our identity. But who is others? We can say that others means to public, but in another hand, we also has an issue about stakeholder. What is the difference between stakeholder and public? Stakeholder is a part of public. So for example, our country Indonesia, who is the stakeholders of our country? If we say the international media, if we say the society of Republic of Indonesia, so the public that already been characterized by such a thing, so they has a similarity or has a common things, it's called stakeholder. But if we only say the society that we or the group, a band or a group that still didn't define by its characteristics, so it's called public. image is a reflection of national identity from stakeholder. So for example, the Society of Indonesia said, oh, my country is a perfect country. It means the image of Indonesia seen from its society. Or for example, international media told that, oh, Indonesia is a poor country, sorry, then it's called the image of Indonesia seen from its stakeholder. In this case is the media. So that is a national image. Then we have reputation. Reputation is the perspective or the reflection from all of stakeholders. So the reflection of identity seen from the media, seen from the society, seen from other countries, it's called the reputation of our country Indonesia. Now what about branding? Branding means that you communicate your identity or your organizational identity or your national identity to gain in particular a positive image or in general the positive reputation. So who has an obligation to communicate the positive national identity to public? Yes, the great answer for this question is that it is you. Indonesia needs you because you are agents. Now let's go to the elements of national identity. We have behavior patterns, we have symbols, we have state equipment, as well as the purpose of our country. It's all called the elements of national identity. Let's take a look to a simple example about it. First of all, about behavior patterns or how you interact to others. So it's truly depend on your or on the society's behavior. For example, you as a student, how would you react when you first open the door of the class? Where will you sit then? What chair that you will choose? Do you will choose the front one, the front line one, or you will choose the chair that will make your position didn't seen by your teacher? So it will reflect our national identity. Because why? Because you are the agents of this country. The behavior patterns also reflects your behavior because you are a part of the society. So that's why we should has a reflection about our behavior, because as an agent our behavior reflects the behavior patterns of the society of Indonesia, and it's belong to the national identity of our country. Now the forming elements of national identity, we have 5 elements here, from religion, culture, tribe, history, and language. It's all is the richness of Indonesia. So let's make all of these elements become the blissful one to reflect the positive aspects of our country, Indonesia. The second learning objectives for today's discussion is about comprehending the globalization. In short, globalization could be defined as an open flow of information, technology, and goods among countries and consumers. And you know, this open flow, this flow of information, this flow of technology, and this flow of goods must impact or influence many aspects of our country, from political aspect, from economical aspect, and etc. These are some globalization terms, from internationalization until westernization. You could see that from your screen. And now please search the definition and or how to understand 5 terms that appearance on your screen, and then discuss it to your friend. How to has a relation between these terms to the term of globalization. Now, I already told you previously that the open flow of information or goods among countries must has an impact to many aspects of our country, from politics, economy, culture, lifestyle, behavior, and many things, including social gaps. So what do you think about this? Does the globalization is a threat or an opportunity for us? Now, it is the conclusion that you should make after you learning this topic. The first one is, what is the answer about the question, is globalization is a threat or it is an opportunity to us? It must be come as your big conclusion for this meeting. So what do you think about it? Is globalization is a threat or it is an opportunity for us? The second one that you should propose in class is, if your answer is yes, globalization is a threat for us, then answer this question: how to defend our country, Indonesia, from the negative aspects of globalization. Otherwise, if your answer is no, globalization is not a threat, beside it is our opportunities to has a positive growth of our country, then answer this question: how to develop this opportunity so we can has the massive growth to make Indonesia a prosperous country. So this all for today. See you around in the next meeting. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.